Hey there, it's Mary. So I wanted to walk through the process of creating and running a clean eating group. Most of us run a 5-day clean eating group. However, you can make your clean eating groups as short or as long as you would like. I'm just going to tell you the format that I'm using. And to be honest, it's a format that was actually originally created by superstar diamond coach, elite coach Christine Dwyer, who has the very largest organization in Team Beachbody, very largest organization of coaches. It is also used by many, many other coaches and is very successful. So the first thing to understand is that as we look to build relationships with people, adding value to their lives, giving them something of value for free is really critical. I mean, it helps to build trust, it helps to build a relationship, it helps to edify you and build within them their ability to trust you as a coach, to see that you have something of value to add to their lives. So the groups are incredibly fun, so rewarding, but there's also a real specific business purpose to them. And you have to be really careful that they don't consume too much of your time. You have to be very efficient and effective with running these groups so they don't completely consume you. Okay, so 5-day clean eating. So the first thing you want to do is create your Facebook group. If you don't know how to create a group on Facebook, then just Google that. There are tutorial videos. There's probably a bulleted list of exactly what to do, and that's not really what this video is about. So you want to make sure you create a private Facebook group for your clean eating group. You can also run these clean eating groups on the new Challenge Tracker app, so you have the ability to do it either way. Personally, I haven't moved my clean eating groups over to the Challenge Tracker app, but I probably will be doing that soon. But as of right now, I'm just going to talk to you about creating a Facebook group. Once you create the Facebook group, you can create a really cool picture for your cover picture in a program called Canva. Canva.com, Canva.com. It's free, and you can literally pick that you want to create an image that is the dimensions of a Facebook group cover picture, and then you can just do whatever you want. You make the background whatever color you want. You can choose the font you want. You can even choose pictures and stuff like that to create the cover picture. You don't have to have a fancy one, but it's kind of cool to have something so people know where they are and what the group is that they've just tapped into. The other thing that I might suggest is that you go into the settings of your group, which I believe you get there in the 3 little dots on the right hand side, and you set the group to closed, not secret or private. I forget what the options are, but you want to make it closed. Closed means that people can see that there is a group called whatever your group is called, but they cannot, and they can see who's in it, the members, but they cannot see the individual posts that are happening in the group. So the group is still private. It's just considered closed, meaning people can't join it unless you approve them to be added into the group. The reason why I choose closed is because a lot of times in my posts where I am making an announcement about the clean eating group, or in my private invitations that I'm sending out to people via email or Facebook private messaging, I will give them the URL link to the group so that all they have to do is click on the link and they can hit the request to join, and then they can automatically be added into the group. That will save you a lot of time as well, because then you don't have to send someone an invitation message that says, message me back and let me know if you want to join, and then I'll add you into the group. If the person messages you back and then you message them back, it could sometimes, again, be more time consuming. The other thing is you can't add people into your groups unless they're already friends with you on Facebook. However, if you give someone a link to the group and they request to join, you can approve their request to join without them necessarily being your friends on Facebook. Now, I would recommend that you friend request them once they request to be in your group, because you want to be connected to them and tied to them. However, you want to make the process easy for people just to join. The clean eating groups don't require someone to be a customer of yours. They don't require them to even have a free Team Beachbody website membership. They don't require them to be using Shakeology or any workout programs. They have nothing really to do with the workouts. The free clean eating groups are literally for anyone who's interested in joining. Come on in, right? Because remember, this is your opportunity to build that relationship over these 5 days with these people, so that at the end they do want to stay on the journey with you. And the end is really important. The call to action at the end is real important. You don't want to offer all of this value and give up all of your time without asking someone if they would like to continue working with you. And I'll talk to you about that call to action at the end. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, you're giving someone a lot of value, and you want to make sure that you keep them on the journey with you in your car. Okay, so you have decided you're going to do a group. You've created your Facebook private group. You're going to mark it as closed. And the reason, again, for the closed is because that allows people to request to join. If you just do it as a secret group or whatever the other options are, it doesn't allow people to click a link and request to join. The other thing when you go into your settings is you have the ability to customize your URL, which I happen to do. It kind of makes, I don't know, it's kind of makes people realize they know where they're going. So sometimes I'll say, you know, and some of them are taken, you just have to keep playing with it until you find the one that's available. But my last group that I ran was called an Easter cleanup group, and I think the URL was www.facebook.com/groups/Easter cleanup or something like that. So you have the ability to create that URL and make it custom. You don't have to, but you can. Okay, so again, you've decided to do the group, you've created your group. You're now going to start inviting people to your clean eating group. You really want to start doing that at least a week out. Sometimes 2 weeks out is fine too. If you get to inviting people too early before the group starts, they're all excited, and then they lose their momentum, and then they don't want to do the group when the group is ready to get started. So I would say no more than 2 weeks before the group is going to start. I usually do a week out, but it's up to you. So you start posting general posts on your business life page on Facebook or your profile page, wherever, announcing to people that you have a group, a clean eating group that's going to start, and you would love for them to join you as well. Now you have to also remember that a general post on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or wherever is not necessarily going to be enough. It would be awesome in an ideal world if you put this post up on Facebook and then this flood of people just say, yeah, I want to join your group. It doesn't really always work that way. So you want to make sure you have announcements out there with general posts quite frequently, but you also want to send private invitation messages to your folks, inviting them to join your group. The thing with Facebook too to remember is that only about 10% of your friends see your posts. That's how Facebook works. Your friends that are friends with you on Facebook do not see every single one of your posts in their newsfeed. I don't know if you didn't know that, but that's the truth. Only 10%. So if you do a video, actually 27% are likely to see it in their newsfeed. But so with a video, it actually goes up even higher. That's why I do a lot of videos on Facebook, if you're wondering. But anyway, so the other thing to keep in mind is that as a general rule of thumb, between 8 and 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is high traffic on Facebook. So if you are going to post your general announcement about your group, I might recommend that you do it during that time frame, because you'll have more eyeballs on your post, right? Because more people are on Facebook at that time. But I would play around with it. I would post some of them in the morning. I usually try to post, if my morning posts go out, I usually post them before like 8 a.m. because people are getting ready for work. After sort of a.m. Yeah, after 9 a.m. a lot of people are already at work, and they're probably not on their phone, or they shouldn't be looking at Facebook. Anyway, so post some of them in the morning, post some of them at 12 p.m. While people are on their lunch break and they're messing around on their phones. Post some, 7 o'clock at night, post some at 8 o'clock at night, but play around with the times that you put your general post out there for your clean eating group. Okay, so now you've invited people to your group. Awesome. You are going to either accept when they're requesting to join your group, you actually have to go in and you have to hit accept to make sure that they're allowed in, or you're physically manually adding them into the group yourself. In the description in your group on Facebook, you want to make sure that you have a really crystal clear description of the expectations. I have in the document attached here the description that I use. Feel free to use it exactly as it is or tweak it to make it your own, whichever works best for you. But I will tell you this, again, this is coming from Christine Dwyer, who is the coach with the largest organization, so she's obviously doing something right. You want to be really strict about your groups and the requirements. You want to require that people are engaged in the groups. They're really boring. The groups are really boring if people aren't posting daily, commenting, liking, etc. So I require that you post or comment daily, or you get the boot. You get kicked out. And I don't mean that in a mean way, but engagement equals results. And at the end of the day, if it's just a clean eating group and it's just you posting every day, first of all, boring. Second of all, the people that you have invited into your group are not going to get results because there's no engagement there. There's no accountability. There's no engagement. And so you want to make sure that these people that you're going to be helping are accountable. And the best way to hold them accountable is to require that they comment or post every single 24 hours, every single day, okay? And so you want to make sure that your description in your group indicates that they have to do that. So that's really, really important. And then about, I would say like somewhere around Thursday, maybe even Wednesday, I will start posting a few things in the group. And my posts are always, I believe that I do them at 7 a.m. in the morning, but you can pick any time you want. And I pre-schedule these posts. I pre-schedule them. You can use a program called Hootsuite, which is free. Hootsuite, Hootsuite. So basically you can take all of your posts for the entire 5 days and you can load them in and say, I want this one to go at 7 a.m. Monday, this one to go out at 7 a.m. Tuesday. It's a beautiful thing. It helps you be very efficient with your groups. And so you want to make sure you do that in advance. Somewhere around Wednesday or Thursday, I usually have a post that says, hey, let's introduce ourselves. We're going to be getting started on Monday, but where's everyone live? And you guys have probably seen that post. I will give you all of my posts in a document here below this video. Feel free to use them or use your own. That's perfectly fine. But I'll just, and I changed mine up a little bit, but I'll just give you an example of one of my 5-day clean eating groups. And again, you can tweak them any way you want. Adding a picture to a post is really helpful. Think about your own behaviors. You tend to read a post when there's a picture. So I always find some kind of picture that coincides with the post so that people are more engaged. Okay, so you're going to pre-schedule your post. Friday at 2 p.m., the grocery list gets posted. That gives people all weekend to get the groceries and get ready to go. And then you are going to post. On Saturday, I usually post the post about making sure that people are writing down their goals, why they want to reach their goals. We all know that mindset is really critical to our success. So we want to make sure that our participants have success. That's really important. And so we want them to go through the exercise of really writing down what do they expect to achieve from these 5 days, what are their goals, and how will reaching those goals make them feel. That's really important for them to stay committed. And so I usually have that post sometime over the weekend so they have time to think that through. And then the first menu, the menus don't go out. The menus go out the night before each day. Why is that so? That's a great question. Because you don't want people jumping into your groups just to steal the menu and the grocery list, and then they don't have any engagement and they don't do anything in your group. They're basically stealing your content. It's not that you're not willing to share, but at the end of the day, you want these groups to be engaged. You want them to be potential customer prospects, potential coach prospects. You want to help them. And you want them to be genuine, real people who are looking to be on this journey with you, not just people coming to steal your menus and your grocery list. So we want to make sure we keep people engaged. So the menu for Monday goes out Sunday at 2 p.m. The menu for Tuesday goes out Monday at 2. You get it. You've been in the groups before. You've probably seen that. And again, that's all pre-scheduled through Hootsuite. And then throughout the week, there's value add posts. You know, it might talk about water consumption and how important that is. There might be some meal planning and prep tips and things like that. And again, you can use all of my posts that I have here. There's one other really important thing in your requirements, in the group description that has your requirements. There's one other really important thing that you must require, and that is the testimonial at the end. The more testimonials you can get from people that you've actually invited to something and that you've helped and they actually got results, the more qualified you become as a coach, that you can actually help people. And you want to use those testimonials to say to people who you're inviting to future groups, I have proven results. I have helped these people. I've helped this person. She lost 5 pounds in 5 days. I've helped all of these people, and you can calculate out all of the losses you've had there. So your testimonials are really important, and the people that you invite to these groups, they owe you that. So it's part of the requirements, and you want to make sure that you have that in your description, and people are crystal clear about the requirements. You might also remember, if you've ever been in any of my groups, that I require you to comment underneath those requirements, fully committed, because at the end, when I message the person and say, I need your testimonial, and they say, I didn't know how to do that, well, you said you were fully committed and you had read the post, and so you should have known that, and we need to make sure. I honestly have never had problems with that at all. People are so excited to give me a testimonial, but you do want to make sure that people fully read that requirements post and that they comment that they've read it and they're fully committed to the week. Okay, so then, you got to make the management of the clean eating group as efficient as you possibly can. Personally, for me, I created an Excel spreadsheet. I put everyone's name on it. I put them alphabetical, so it's easy for me to find them. And then every night, I just go through the group. There's a search function in the group. You can type the person's name in there, and it'll bring up and tell you if they've posted in the last 24 hours. When I see that someone has not commented on a post or posted anything in the last 24 hours, I have a message that I send that just says, hey, I don't see any posts from you yesterday or today. I run these groups monthly. If you'd like to join a future group, let me know. So and it might also say something like, if you did post and I didn't see it, let me know. Sometimes the search function gets wonky or whatever. I've also put that messaging in a document below for you. You can use that. But I do keep track and make sure that people are engaged every single day. Again, that's really, really important. So you can use that messaging as well. Use the spreadsheet. Don't make this so time consuming. Don't let this consume you, okay? Try to sit down, be really intentional about what you're getting ready to do. Go through your group, do your search, see if people are posting, and then move on. Let the group be more fun for you to go in there and comment and post and encourage and inspire, encourage people who are doing really, really well and they're inspired by you, is what I'm trying to say. And then the other thing I will leave you with is I actually have 3 menus that I rotate through. I'm actually getting ready to create a few more menus, so I have more, but you don't have to overcomplicate that either. It's like, here's the grocery list and here's the menu. I have a week 1, week 2, week 3, and then I just literally rotate them. So, the next month I won't use the menu I just used, vice versa. So the menus are all created right from the 21-day fix food container program. And so at the end, on day 6, the morning of day 6, I have a post that goes up early in the morning that says, did you want to continue on with me? Well, great news, you can. And there's 2 next step options. And as I said at the beginning of this video, the first next step option is to join another clean eating group, but you must bring a friend along with you to be in that group. And then the second next step option is to go into my 21 Days with Mary is what I call my challenge group. And that's a more intense challenge group of me coaching you. And of course, the challenge pack, a full Beachbody challenge pack is required for that group. So they would need to be a customer at that point. They would need to purchase the challenge pack, which has the Shakeology as well as their workout program. And then they would go into my next 21 Days with Mary group. So the last thing I'll leave you with is you need to also be thinking about your timing of your clean eating group. So for example, my clean eating groups always are the 3rd week of each month, and my next 21 Days with Mary, or my next challenge group, starts 2 weeks after the clean eating group ends. It starts the first week, or I think it's the second week of each month. Why is that important? Because at the end of the clean eating group, if someone chooses option 2 and they do want a challenge pack and they do want to go into your challenge group, you need to make sure you have time to have that conversation back and forth and give them time for purchase and delivery. So you need at least like 2 weeks out from that. So be thinking about that as far as your timing to make sure that you can, it's not too long after that challenge group starts, or not too early because they won't have their package in time to get started. I hope that helps. Clean eating groups have made a huge difference in my business. I love that it gives me the opportunity to really build a relationship with someone that doesn't know me at all. And it feels really good to offer something free that is so valuable to people and so helpful to people. So embrace the process yourself. Use it to help you with your business. And if you have questions about it, let me know. I'm happy to help you and happy to answer questions about 5-day clean eating groups.